You can buy Saints 90s.
That
up
she's
the
worn?
back. That's right.
Oh.
It's a bit...
Why? Because are they like... What, she's... Hang on, this is a scam.
You're already at it.
She sells her 90s.
Not even arrived at the ashram. She's not... It's not like
If you're
out of
a
the
real
back
saint,
of a
you should have
van.
one 90 for about 50 years.
I ain't wearing that 90 again. I wore it last
There's a
night.
new one, box fresh. Some mug will buy that one. It's got poop up the back of it. Who cares?
I put that one on just fine. Who's done one? Yeah, what a 90. Well, and socks and everything. All sorts
Oh,
out the back.
socks and everything. Oh, I can't afford a 90. I'll just go for a sock. How much is that? 200 quid, all right, yeah. She's a real saint, isn't she? Yeah, great. Okay. Has she hugged this sock? That's all right. I suppose I was going to spend it on Mother's operation, but no, I've got this sock. We'll just pray to this every night.
Now, Mother, I've got some good news and some bad news. The good and the bad news is, I'm afraid
You're
you're
going to
not
turn
gonna
your
be...
machine off.
But the good news is, your left foot's going to be a lot warmer.
Right.
Hello, who's this you? You're right, your operation's not happening. Oh, what's that, Mr. Socky? Well, my mate, we're switching the machine right off. Well, she's got merch up the back.
Did you buy any clothing?
I bought G a calendar.
A calendar. Did you buy like anything?
I didn't buy the other stuff. To be honest, I had questions and queries about that. But
Okay.
look, let me just state from the outset.
I'm just being cynical.
I know you are, and I'll just state from the outset. I don't know about the mysticism or the miracles of the unknown and all that, but what this woman's like, sort of if you meet someone who's claiming to be a saint or whatever, or the charges that are often levelled at me is like, well, hold on a minute, you're a bit of a hypocrite, and you go around in that fancy car. She don't go around in a fancy car or anything like that. She just kips on the floor. Her ashram, where she lives, what I visited, is where her village was, where she was born. Now the whole village is sort of dedicated to her. There's 10,000 people live there, and say for example when that tsunami happened, was that 2004? They straight away they're out there. They've since that tsunami built 125,000 homes for people there in southern India, and the sort of the work the philanthropic and humanitarian work that they've done is of such a staggering degree. 5 universities built across India, hospitals, all that.
Where's the money for that coming? She doesn't charge for the gigs. That can't all be coming from old socks.
Another sock, 10k.
Yeah, 200 quid for a sock, that by a new village.
Yeah, look at these, knee high. That's £5 on it.
So she's... No, I'm not saying that sounds really good.
The money's coming from donations.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, she is just like the facilitator of these donations, you know, because people believe in her because she has literally I mean, this is like my experience of it, just to sort of like to balance the cynicism. At the end of me staying there for just a couple of days, I'm going to stay there a week, but it's too hardcore, Matt. The room I was staying in, I mean, it's
not air conditioned.
Actually, they did have a little air conditioning unit, but it's very sparse. The beds are like pallet beds. I mean, and they felt like pallets as well. I mean, very, very hard, austere. You know that in the end, I end up showering. You know, like if you're in a country like where there's, I don't know, maybe it's a Muslim country, instead of toilet paper, you hose your bum off.
Yeah, Thailand. I like that more. That's
I prefer
much better
that. It's
system.
a much better system. There's
much
no question.
cleaner.
No question that you say what you like about Islam.
Yeah,
they've got a much cleaner system.
No, that's the only place I've come across it is in Thailand. But
that's not Muslim.
Imagine you had something on a plate, right? Would you wipe the plate with a
what is the thing?
Paper towel?
What's the name?
Poo.
Firstly, who's made dinner? That's my first question.
Say it's ketchup, right? Would you clean the stuff off the plate with a tissue and then put it back in the cupboard? No, you wouldn't. But would you spray it off with water and put it in the cupboard? Yes, you would. So that's my argument.
Why would you not give your own bottom the care that you'd give a plate? That's the Matt Morgan theory.
Yeah, you can eat your dinner off this.
Nice, good work. Well, quite. Anyway, I end up using that hose
as
to shower.
Oh, really?
I showered myself. That's the level of austerity I was dealing with.
Well, how else were you meant to shower?
You could have used the shower. But
it was too far away.
I couldn't be bothered.
And my sedan chair had broken.
Well, actually, the water pressure wasn't great. Anyway,
This spiritual journey went about an inch. So you were meant to stay there a week, but you left after 2 days, right? How embarrassing was that when you went to reception? I've reached enlightenment way before I thought I would, and I'm all right now, and I want to go home.
Who's that there? Are you a human being? All I can see is cosmic light everywhere. Anyway, I'm not
You've
staying.
got to pay your bill. Who said that? It's just a voice. Nothing means anything. Here, take my sock. I wiped my bottom on it. I used all the water for my shower. Where did you go after that then? To a posh hotel?
What do you want to ruin it for?
I'm not trying to ruin it. I'm trying to get the truth out of the matter.
I've still not finished being at the ashram.
Okay.
The cuddles themselves have a real pizzazz.
How many cuddles do you get a day?
I've got loads. I was rushed to the front.
Right.
I've got VIP cuddles.
But you get one and then you wait like an hour and get another one, or could you overdose on them?
I had them on tap, which was more than could be said for water, which I had to fire out of a bottom hose. But like, no, I had good access to the cuddles because we were getting on.
What does it feel like when you have them?
Nice. She pulls you right in. She's called Amma. That means mother. And it's almost like she's distilled down. What is it that everyone in the world wants love. Everyone needs love. Just distill it down in a complete non-judgmental way. And like when she started her whole hugging thing as a teenager, everyone down the village thought she was a nutter because she was just wandering up to everyone hugging them.
Oh, right. So it started
down the village.
She didn't, because you just said she thought like as if she planned it. What people like? They like the word mother. They like cuddles. Right, look
at these pricks here. Every man jack of them. What would they give for a little cuddle? Now, who's going to give the cuddles? Yours truly. I'll be quids in. And at 10 quid a sock, everyone's a winner.
So she started in a village just as a normal little girl. She's
a fisherman's daughter from Kerala, southern India. Once the Swamis heard about this hugging girl, they all went and checked her out. And it turns out... Hold on a minute. These aren't just normal hugs this woman's giving. She's coming from a perspective of divine consciousness.
So they're like spiritual Simon Cowells.
They've gone, you got it, kid.
You got it, kid. Whatever it is, you've got it. Now
and
give
I
us
said
another
to myself,
hug.
That is a #1 single. They sort of sanctified her, and then like sort of, and I suppose what it is that from there's no angle, there's nothing like look. Although obviously we're approaching it comedically, that as is our obligation. There's not anywhere you can look where it's like, well, hold on a minute, and she's sniding 100 million quid out of this. Right. Everything just goes in service. Everything she spends all day just hugging people. What's funny though in ashram life is that normal hierarchies do spring up. You do see examples of egotism, pride, self-centeredness, certainly from me.
Is that just you?
I hustle to the cuddle front. I'm not letting go of her. There's a whole infrastructure around the cuddles. Like when you're going on a roller coaster, you sort of think that's the end of the roller coaster queue. Then there's another bit of roller coaster queue that's maybe roped off or zigzaggy.
Yeah,
it's like that as you're approaching the cuddle for people to think
the queue brings you right near it. Then
zigzag round in the snakes and ladders, and like you sort of there's all sort of Brahmin, which is sort of like priest people, both male and female, everyone robed up. 10,000 people, aircraft hangar in the middle of India, and they're sort of, as you're approaching, they sort of manhandle you a bit to get you into position for the cuddle, because she's cuddling, like over the course of a day, she'll cuddle 10,000 people. It just goes on all day. So it requires all this infrastructure. So they fluff you for a
cuddle. They sort of line you up.
You get a cuddle fluffed without question. And the other reference that I might like say, she sits in this armchair, and behind the armchair is like a suite for someone. This round here.
Doesn't stand
There's all
up.
priests behind it. No, she sat. You come right in.
Oh right, I thought she stood up cuddling people.
No, she sat perched on a stage in a chair, all surrounded by the paraphernalia and aesthetics of Hinduism. The thing that was most like, and I'm sorry to use this reference, was the Jumal Fix-It chair. With those, where the stuff was in the arms. Yeah. And behind it, there's someone will give you a little bit, you get a little bit of ash, you get a sweet, you get all little... I mean, it's eerily similar. You get a wish granted.
A bit of cigar ash on your head.
Then she utters her sacred mantra. No, actually, so there's all this paraphernalia and infrastructure around the hug itself. When you get in the hug, I'm one, I went one. I've been twice, man out, and then I went in Ali Pali for one. Similar thing, thousand people there, merch up the back.
So you've gone you're a groupie.
Yeah.
You've seen her in New York,
devotee,
Ali Pali in London,
yes, and
in Kerala in India, or where it is.
Yeah, I've got a T-shirt.
Do you remember me? Same as before.
Hey, Emma, my boyfriend's in there. A lot of people's boyfriends are in there. Yeah, so And oh my God, I mean, it was actually sort of quite amazing. It's quite amazing. When she pulls you in for the hug, she just murmurs something down your ear hole. I mean, it's
you twat! I've been watching you in the queue, jumping around like an idiot. Get out!
They might think I'm giving you a cuddle. You're going to walk nice and slow to the back, and then you're going to buy a pair of socks for a monkey, and you're going to get yourself back to London. No, like, so it's a very nice feeling. But I tell you what, like when everyone's asking, you know, do you believe in God? Like, and when you're yourself are questioning the existence of God, aren't all of us sort of on some level going, show me a sign, God, show me a sign, show me you're real? You're asking to see some connection between your inner world and outer world. There were moments around Amma where like that I felt total collision and collusion of my inner state and outer state. Like that woman on some level, like them lot, the proper hardcore devotees. I was looking on the New Year's Eve night, I was sat right beside her. Honestly, mate, 10,000 people there. It was like Nuremberg. She's thinking like they're singing all these songs, all bongo drums and everything. The kids put on a play. It weren't very good. But her bit, like, you know, she said all the children just naturally sort of all flock to her. She's sat there and, like, you know, she's singing these songs. Now, you know, like our Christmas songs are a bit, you know, good King Wenceslas, there's no real, know, why in a manger. Well, their songs that they're doing on New Year's Eve, it's deep. It's like, the nature of reality is fundamentally flawed. We are in a mission of pure consciousness, burn away carnality in the flesh, unify with the essential nature, and all using the names of gods and goddesses. It's like powerful stuff. And then there's bits where you have to go like, like that, and everyone throws their hands in the air. Honestly, it was the cross between football, Nuremberg, and like some weird church thing. The vibe got intense on New Year's Eve, real intense. Yeah. And I looked around, like about most of the people were just staring in total devotion at her.
Oh, not you.
No, I was sat to the side on a plastic garden chair thinking, how long can this go on?
No, I believe there's something in it that has she gone clear? Has she gone like
that's
she's become...
It might be that, because there's a real sort of, I mean, like, bear in mind it's a woman from the south of India. She's got no sort of social advantage. She's daughter of a fisherman. And like, as I say, her whole life is devotional. She's not doing anything else. She's not like, oh, maybe I'll get a TV show. I mean, when you look at any great person's life, even people that are flawed, like the kind of people I've talked about, Messiah Complex, Che Guevara, Gandhi, Malcolm X, the defining thing is I'm prepared to give my life over to this cause, and if it means dying for it, no problem. Like, you know, even if you took it, I've sort of said, even if you took it on the most mundane secular level, this person has done these unbelievable philanthropic and anthropological things, you know, not anthropological, just philanthropic lovely things. And like and I also said, like, with her achievements, if you found out she'd, like, nutted a few people off and there'd been people murdered, you'd still go, well, you know, at least she built them hospitals. But the fact that it's all just been done really on sort of cuddling.
Did she ever? Is the cuddle exactly the same for everyone, or sometimes?
No.
Would she hold on a bit longer with someone?
One bloke, he dragged his cuddle out for about 10 minutes by asking questions. I was peeved at him.
Really?
I got
change your hair. I saw you in Berlin. What sort of questions?
I mean, it's mad. There's like Indian farmers. He was Indian. I don't know what he was saying. Like, you know, because the majority of people there are Indian, but there's loads of Westerners like me. I got special treatment, sat at the side for a long time. And there was an amazing bit where she gave babies their first meal, and all these babies from around the world were brought out. Some of them were wearing makeup. It was crazy. I mean, it was one of the most visually rich and evocative experiences in my life. But it did feel like what you do feel like. In any system, you're going to get hierarchies, and there were bits as well where you could see she was wound up by stuff. Like, she was like, "Oh, this music, you sort it out, sort the audio out." You know, she was saying it.
It's New Year's Eve, guys.
Come on, we're meant to be having fun. This doesn't come round every year. It does every year, but I mean, come on, just but once. You know, you could see. Well, I learned a lot from watching her about leadership and like that. You know, people do have like, you know, having like being objectionable or finding the fact that people have got egos and irritating is like finding the fact that people have got toes irritating.
Yeah.
It's just something that people have. It's an unavoidable attribute of.
I'd prefer to see that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah.
There was one bit at the end you meant to sort of like offer something up. You know, like a sort of, because I got a mantra off of her.
Oh, did you?
Obviously. And like, yeah, I've been doing it for
How many
ages.
mantras you got in your box now?
I've got a fair few mantras. I've learned loads of. I've learned the Hare Krishna's ones. I've learned her one. Anyway, you meant to give something. The only thing I had was this pair of sunglasses. And I really like these sunglasses. And I was sort of thinking, how much of this spiritual journey has this been that the idea of giving up these sunglasses sickens me?
You should have done a lock of hair.
Well, give a lock of my own hair.
Yeah. You wouldn't want these foolish products of the modern age. I shall give you a lock of my own hair.
There. I sort of offered them. She didn't want them anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Would she try them on?
No, she didn't. She weren't remotely interested in the sunglasses. Anyway, I think I learned some things spiritually on that.